In this video, we're going to be talking about Elgato's Wave 1 microphone and their low profile mic arm, and how they both exceeded my expectations for the price. I'll also compare it to the Shure SM7B and the Mv7. In short, the Wave 1 has become my main choice for all my live streams, tutorials, and web client calls, and anything that requires a good sounding mic live with little fuss and no extra equipment. Let's talk about why. I'm Raphael and welcome to the channel where our goal is to always fix it in camera and then finesse it in post. And I always appreciate the early thumbs up because I've been on the hunt for a good, affordable microphone that allows me to fix it in, well, mic. And what I mean by that is a microphone that sounds good out of the box without any other special hardware, and where there is no opportunity to finesse it in post. I'm actually quite surprised with the Wave 1. And I'll be honest, I've only known Elgato for the Stream Deck and the Cam Link and other capture devices for gamers and streamers. But oh man, have they come around with their first microphone offering. Seriously, when they reached out to see if I would be interested in taking a look at their first microphone, I initially had my reservations. And besides, I already had the SM7B and the stack of devices that are required to go with it. How could this sub 150 USB mic offer anything that I didn't already have access to? Well, let me tell you, had I known about the Wave 1 before, I would have started with it for my setup. That has been my goal from the beginning, and still is, to find the simplest, minimal, frictionless live streaming setup. One good camera, a computer, and a stellar microphone that sounded great for me and my voice live, and the whole thing super easy to use. This is not a sponsored video, but when I researched Elgato, their history and approach was very streamer focused, and they seem to have a good understanding what the biggest frustration is for most streamers. I know the frustration I was having with the SM7B was when I was using it for live streams, I felt I was never able to get it to sound as good as I knew it could be. I am used to doing everything in post-production, mixing and finessing in post. Live production audio has always been a struggle for me, and asking my friends and audio pros, their solution was to buy a mixer similar to the Rodecaster, which is probably great, but I wanted to keep my setup minimal, and I didn't want to spend another $700 on top of the money I already spent on the microphone. And personally, I don't even like that the SM7B required a DAC and a gain lifter just to get it to work at its best. It does sound great, and it makes sense in a professional studio or if you've been doing this for years. But that is a pricey setup for someone that is just getting into live streaming or podcasting. Overall, the Elgato Wave 1 is a good entry-level USB mic. I like the way it looks and the way it sounds. And that's because Elgato didn't go it alone for their first mic. The core of this microphone is built using a Lewitt cardioid condenser capsule inside. So Elgato didn't just slap any white label capsule in there, but partnered with a microphone company with 10 years of experience. It has a tight cardioid polar pattern to capture speech very well, and since the vast majority of Elgato's audience is podcasters and streamers, it works very well with many voices. The Wave 1 has a headphone volume or input gain dial on the front that doubles as a press-to-touch mute button. They also have the Wave 3, which from what I can tell has the same internals, but more controls and buttons on it. One of my favorite things is the clip guard option through the software on the mic. This prevents louder noises from clipping, so if you get really excited during a live stream, it won't kill your viewers' ears and you'll still sound great. It comes fully assembled with a small stand to keep it on your desk. I personally like having the mic a little further away, so I chose to go with the low profile mic arm, which I would say is probably the best mic arm for the price. And this is also a new product from Elgato. I've had the Rode Boom mic arm for about a year, but I've never liked how visually intrusive it is in the frame. Like, come on, look at this. I don't like the look of it either because it reminds me of those cheap desk lamps. For me, the low profile arm looks really nice and has some great cable management built into it. It's a very simple design and it works well. And it comes with all the accessories that you'd need to mount any microphone. And thus far, with nearly 2 months of use with it, the ball head has held up even with the heavier SM7B, though I have been using the Wave 1 mostly, and I have found myself tightening the tension a few times, so I'll have to do a long-term review on how it holds up. Like and subscribe for that follow-up. Like I mentioned earlier, I like having the mic a little further away from me. I found keeping it close was a little too distracting, and it still sounds good even at a distance. And if you do like having it closer to you, I recommend you getting the pop filter accessory. The software that is used with the Wave 1 and the Wave 3 is the WaveLink app. It controls the mic and up to 7 other audio sources for a total of 8. Plus, it creates 2 independent mixes, one for you and one for your audience. And you can pull anything into it as a source. I use it with Ecamm Live seamlessly, and it works on PCs and Mac, including the new M1 Max. You can also use this mic without the software if you don't need it. So here's a test between the Wave 1, the Shure SM7B, and the Mv7. No processing, straight out of the mic. So this is the Shure SM7B as a mic test. I'm Raphael, and welcome to the channel where our goal is to always fix it in camera and then finesse it in post. And this is the Elgato Wave 1 mic test. I'm Raphael, and welcome to the channel where our goal is to always fix it in camera and then finesse it in post. This is the Shure Mv7 test. I'm Raphael, and welcome to the channel where our goal is to always fix it in camera and then finesse it in post. And I always appreciate the later thumbs up. Here are some drawbacks with the Wave 1. I find that it picks up way more ambient and room tone than the SM7B and the Mv7 in my setup. I feel that this is due to the shape of the microphone. But in the software, it does have a switchable low cut filter, which removes unwanted low frequency noise, but still keep your room noise down. I don't have this room sound treated, just one sound blanket off behind the camera to keep the reverb in the room down. But fan noise, ACs, and vents, make sure you keep those away from the mic as best you can. With the software, I would love to see an option to make a mono source stereo and to quickly mute any source with one click, both the headphones and the stream. I'd also love to see some EQ and denoise capabilities in the software, or an option for plugins in real time. Now, I've heard rumors that this may be coming in a future software update, so fingers crossed. And there is a way to get this mic into your camera, but it does require it to be plugged into a computer for power and with the earphone jack to be routed to the camera. Let me know if there's a way that you use USB mics with your camera that work well without a computer. Also, if you have any USB mic recommendations that you think I should check out that aren't the Blue Yeti, drop a comment down below. Overall, I've been super happy with the Wave 1. And if you've been struggling to find an easy to use USB microphone that will work great with your voice for podcasts, live streams, and tutorials, definitely check out the Wave 1. If you found this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, I live stream on my second channel where I do deep dives on the creative process as well as freelance financials. So make sure you check that out. As always, thanks for watching.